What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, man. If you guys don't even know, the Samsung Galaxy S10, Samsung just did their Unpacked event. Unfortunately, I was not invited, so I guess Samsung didn't really want a real one there. I guess they thought I was going to steal the show or something. I don't know. Totally joking, man. In my opinion, dude, I was looking at that. I'm like, man, the Samsung Galaxy S10 seems to be a pretty good device. Like, overall, it seems like it's a very worthwhile upgrade, even from the Samsung Galaxy S9. Now, this is not a full comparison. This is not a full comparison review or anything. I don't have a unit of it. No, not many people do, but I just kind of want to do a super quick comparison between the two, just seeing where they kind of stack up. I think the Samsung Galaxy S10 really brings a lot to the table, and even just starting off with the body, I mean, there's a really big difference between these two, even just in terms of that. So the Galaxy S9, as we know, pretty much had almost bezel-less design. It had like a bottom bezel and a top bezel a little bit, but the Galaxy S10, as rumored and leaked before, it brought the Infinity O display, and yeah, it's not like 100% bezel-less, but it's still a pretty big change even from the Galaxy S9. So I really like the fact that they even brought up a Galaxy S9 during the Unpacked event, and they kind of showed the difference between the sizes between those two, and they almost were like very similar in terms of the size. And they even like mentioned the fact that, if you're going to go get a Galaxy S10 from a Galaxy S9, like the body is still going to be pretty much the same, even though there's a bigger screen. So with the Galaxy S9, it had a 5.8 inch screen, but with the Galaxy S10, it actually has a 6.1 inch screen. So a 0.3 inch difference. Will you notice it? Probably, yeah. I mean, it kind of has that like placebo effect or whatever. The fact that there's less bezel makes it seem like the screen is much bigger, and the screen is bigger, so that's a really cool thing. Now, surprisingly, I didn't see this mentioned too much, but the pixels per inch, which really doesn't mean too much, okay? It's still very high, but the Galaxy S9 actually had more pixels per inch than the Galaxy S10. It's really not that big of a deal though, like it's still a very, very good panel, and I would still prefer the Galaxy S10 panel over the Galaxy S9 panel. Now, that's kind of enough of that. They're both going to run the same software, so there's no point even talking about that. The Galaxy S10, though, does actually have a pretty big spec bump from the Galaxy S9 in terms of the hardware inside. So with the Galaxy S9, it had the Exynos 9810 octa chipset, an octa-core CPU, and 4 gigs of RAM. With the Galaxy S10, bro, believe it or not, has the Exynos 9820 octa chipset, an octa-core CPU, and 8 gigs of RAM, and that is super crazy. I mean, we're getting twice the amount of RAM on a phone that is only like a 1-year upgrade from the previous one, and I'm not gonna lie, the Galaxy S9 was still a tremendously fast device in my opinion, but the Galaxy S10 just takes it up to a completely different notch. And just to kind of keep in mind, I mean, the next Galaxies that are going to be released, at least the next Galaxy S series, at the very base, they're going to have 8 gigs of RAM, which is crazy. I mean, we're still seeing phones that are still being released with like 3 gigs of RAM, even in the Android marketplace. The Google Pixel 3 XL has 4 gigs of RAM, and now RAM isn't everything, but it really does help out a phone in terms of the back-end stuff. I mean, I'm telling you, that is a super great thing that Samsung did, and I have nothing but respect for them. So, I mean, overall, the Galaxy S9 is still going to be a pretty fast device, but the Galaxy S10 is just like way faster and way better, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and just see how smooth of a device it is, honestly. Now, that kind of covers up the performance too. Again, a quick comparison. Moving on to the camera, the Galaxy S10 actually has 3 cameras on the back. Again, just off the features alone, the Galaxy S10 brings so many more. It's so cool. So that extra lens on the Galaxy S10 allows ultra wide support, and Samsung did a really, really good job at highlighting basically like a photographer would go and bring different lens for their DSLR, but with the Galaxy S10, it kind of eliminates that need. Now, we're still kind of a little bit far away from a phone truly replacing a DSLR, but I can honestly say that the Galaxy S10 does bring so much to the table in terms of the camera, and I'm honestly one of the people who don't even like talking about the camera that much. I don't think there's much point. Cameras are already so good, but when they bring in extra support and they bring in extra lens, that's actually super cool. Now, you can do ultra wide photos. There's ultra wide panoramas as well, so that's super cool. They both have single cameras on the front, and the Galaxy S9 had an 8 megapixel sensor on the front. The Galaxy S10 now brings that up to a 10 megapixel sensor, so that's a pretty cool thing in and of itself. And surprisingly enough, the Galaxy S9 was able to shoot 1440p videos on the front camera, but the Galaxy S10 can now shoot 4K videos on the front camera. So super, super cool. I'm so glad we're kind of moving up to this kind of new trend of new space of what we're in right now, man. It's super crazy what phones are able to do. And this is the Galaxy S10. This isn't even like the cheapest. Now, there's the Galaxy S10e, which I will talk about, I guess, in a separate video if you guys want me to. But I think the Galaxy S10 is super cool just in the sense alone. Now, I really want to hit on the battery life. Now, at first I was like, you know what? I don't know if it's going to be an increase or decrease. I've seen a lot of phone manufacturers decrease the size of their batteries, but Samsung did a very, very good job at increasing the size of the battery. So they made it from a 3000 mAh battery to a 3400 mAh battery. Now, I will have to test out the Galaxy S10 more thoroughly to get a better opinion of it, but what I can tell you is just from the fact that they increased it alone to up to 400 mAh extra, that is amazing, and I'm so glad they freaking did that. There's been so many cases, like I said, phone manufacturers decrease the battery size, and A lot of them say they'd rather have software optimize it and lower the battery size and whatever. But with Samsung, I really hope they keep this trend going with increasing the battery size and improving the battery life and software too. And I think Samsung's new software, their One UI, is really going to help out in that sense too, man. But some other quick things to note: the fingerprint sensor on the Galaxy S10 is now on the front of the screen. It's just embedded into the screen itself. I really thought it was going to be the full panel on the bottom, but it's not. It's only just that little portion. So super cool. I love that. And the micro SD card slot is still within the Galaxy S10. So still amazing. It's super cool. And man, I'll tell you like this: if you're coming from a Galaxy S9, going to a Galaxy S10 is going to be a pretty big upgrade. I'm usually the one person on YouTube who's always like, no, don't upgrade. You don't need to upgrade, this and that. Older used phones are better. But with the Galaxy S10, I mean, I probably still wouldn't upgrade if I had a Galaxy S9, but it's still a very, very good device. But I will say, and I will give one tip to Galaxy S9 owners: if you're planning on upgrading, I would say sell your Galaxy S9 right now if you're not planning on trading in to get a better deal. If you're planning on like selling it or just keeping it, I would just say to just sell it. You'll be able to get the most amount of money right now. Actually, like a month ago would have been better. But once the Galaxy S10 start coming out, the Galaxy S9 prices are going to just plummet, and you're probably going to end up selling them for like 25 to like 30% less than if you sold them right now. So overall, I love the Galaxy S10, and I really haven't been this excited from a phone really since probably like the iPhone 10, man, I'll be honest. And even that kind of got my hopes up way too much. But the Galaxy S10, so much respect for it. This is the type of change we needed in the type of phone lineup right now, man. But that is pretty much it. Just a quick little comparison. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think of the Galaxy S10. I'd love to hear your opinion on it, but hit that like button. That'll mean so much. But definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'll mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I would really, really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, gentlemen.